Marc Raimondi for MMAfighting.com on Long Island. The Bellator Heavyweight World Grand Prix semifinals are in the books. Bellator 208 is in the books, and Phaidor Emelianenko finished Chael Sonnen in the first round by TKO. He will move on to the finals of the tournament against Ryan Bader on January 26th in Los Angeles. I'm here with Douglas Lima, the former Bellator welterweight champion, and we're going to break down the fights a little bit from Bellator 208. Douglas, Phaidor and Chael Sonnen, did it go how you thought it would go in the first round with Phaidor coming out and dropping Sonnen right away?
No, I didn't. I thought Chael was going to be able to take him down and control him a little more. But, man, Phaidor looked really good. He was throwing some heavy bombs, and I think that got the attention of Chael right away. I think he felt those first punches and kind of changed his game plan a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I always say, power changes everything. You know what I mean? That's what happened tonight.
Do you think Chael felt that power and maybe he was surprised? People were surprised. I think you said you were surprised by Fedor's power and explosion right off the bat.
I was, man. Looking from the outside, looked like Phaidor was hitting him with a bat. Everything had bad intentions. Like Chael said himself, everything looked very powerful, and that definitely changes the game plan for everybody. If you get hit with power like that, you know what I mean, it doesn't take much.
It was a wild and crazy roller coaster first round. Chael did have his moments. He got a good position. He had Fedor's back at one point, but he rolled off. From your experience, what do you think happened in that sequence?
I think he was too low too high on the body, and the sit belt wasn't tight enough. I think if he would have both underhooks instead of the sit belt, he would have gotten that position. It's a good way to roll and take the belt, you know what I mean? But he just didn't have the lock, and he was very high on top of the head. It's a good move, but if you don't have the right position, you're going to lose that position. You're going to land on your back just like happened with him, So he didn't have the control to go for it.
The pace was really high in this fight, and again, it was back and forth. Did it seem like Phaidor was fading a little bit, and he was tiring, and Chael did have a chance almost at some point, took him down at one point. Did you think that Chael had momentum a little bit before the end sequence?
He did. It's just like Bader said in his interview, it's like if there would be a second round, that's when we really see, how tired he was, because I don't think Chael was tired, he was going, Man, Phaidor was throwing everything with bombs, and that really gets you tired. I've been there before. I felt that before. And I think Chael's round will be the second round. If it was for him to win, I think the second round would be the round. But because, Phaidor was fading a little bit, but he finished there, so.
What happened in that finishing sequence? Chael was up here a few minutes ago, and he said that he was almost trying to wear Phaidor out. He was protecting with his hands, and a lot of the punches were landing on his hands, not on his face. Did you think the referee should have let it go longer?
Oh, for sure. I don't think nothing landed really clean. I didn't expect the referee to stop it. I wish he didn't, because I wanted to see a second round as well. It was a great fight. They were going at it, from the first second. But I think the referee stopped it a little earlier.
So now, of course, Phaidor will meet Ryan Bader, who won last night against Matt Mitrione by unanimous decision. They're going to fight at the Forum in LA in January. This is a really intriguing matchup because it's the Bellator light heavyweight champion and one of the best 205ers in the world, and I guess one of the best heavyweights in the world now too, going against maybe the best heavyweight of all time in Phaidor Emelianenko. Douglas, how do you break down this? It's almost like a dream fight.
It is. Man, I can't. I don't know. Let's see if Phaidor will be able to stop that wrestling, because, man, Bader looked really impressive last night. He was throwing a big guy around. His control on top was super impressive. He didn't give him a chance. Let's see if he'll be able to do that to Phaidor. I think Bader's definitely got the conditioning. He can go 3 rounds, no problem. Like we said, Phaidor looked a little tired today, but he still finished him. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. If I were to, I can't even pick a guy right now, but I'm looking forward to that fight for sure. I want to be there live for that because, I can't miss that one.
You're booking your flight to LA tonight.
For sure. Maybe a little later, but
maybe tomorrow morning.
Maybe tomorrow morning.
Bader was in the front row to watch the fight between Chael and Phaidor, and Chael has a wrestling background. Bader has a wrestling background. Is there anything that you think Bader, I'm going to mess that up a lot of times going to this fight, Bader and Phaidor, what do you think Bader can learn from what Chael did successfully against Phaidor tonight?
It's like he was saying, I think he's going to have to keep that high pace without getting hit, keep that wrestling going, try to wear him out without getting hit with those bombs, because if Phaidor hits you, man, everything's going to change. So I think Bader's going to do that. Just wrestle him a lot, wear him out, try to get on top, try to stay on top of him, and get the win like that.
co-main event, Benson Henderson won a very impressive, dominant, unanimous decision over Syed Awad. Was that the Benson Henderson of old? Is that the guy that we used to see, former UFC lightweight champion? Is that kind of vintage Henderson, you think?
I think so. I think he looked great. He looked, in crazy shape. He looked good. He wasn't tired at all. He stuck to his game plan, and did what he did. I think he looked very impressive. Very, very good win for him for sure. I think, yeah, he looked like he used to look, back in the days.
Was the wrestling the key in that fight, you think, for him?
For sure. Wrestling and top control, jiu-jitsu, his jiu-jitsu is really good. And every time he gets on top, he does damage. And crazy thing about him is he's never tired, man. He's never breathing hard. It's just like he's walking, That's so impressive. I've always thought that about him. His condition is just insane. He's able to keep that pace. The wrestling, the relentless ground, transitions. In his jiu-jitsu, he almost had an arm a couple of times, and yeah, he looked good. I was happy for his win.
Just wanted to mention Cheick Kongo as well. 7th straight win tonight. He's got 2 first-round finishes in a row. He knocked out Timothy Johnson. It's about time Cheick Kongo gets his due. He's 43 years old, and he's pretty much done everything in the sport. But is he almost as good now as he's ever been?
I mean, he looked impressive tonight. What can we say about him with his performance? I missed the finish. I don't know what happened when he threw him down. I guess he felt he clipped him before he took him down, because I only saw the last 3, but he looked great. He finished the guy. And he's 42, 43 years old. Still looks good. He looks like he's 30. You know what I mean? I want to look like that when I'm 43. But man, I gotta give him his credit. He looked great.
He said in the post-fight press conference that he got a little bit lazy, and I was thinking to myself, like, if that guy is lazy, what am I?
What are we? No, he didn't look lazy at all. He looked good. He looked impressive. That was a good finish. 2 minutes, 1 minute. Can't beat that. He's got to be happy with his performance for sure.
Sure. Also, Anatoly Tokov with a big win, and Henry Corrales got a really nice 3rd-round finish of Andy Main to start off the main card. Before I let you go, Douglas, I want to ask you about your fight, and you don't know your opponent yet. You're in the Bellator welterweight Grand Prix, and you're facing the winner of Michael Venom Page and Paul Daly. A fight doesn't have a date yet. Are you not liking this waiting around, like this unknown? You don't know when that fight's going to be. You don't know who you're going to be fighting, when you're going to be fighting.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Man, I'm healthy. I just got out of a fight. I'm back training already. I took a week off. I'm good to go. So now the waiting game. They don't even have a date yet. I heard it's going to be somewhere in December, maybe even January. So key for me is just to stay in shape. I don't like all this weight. I'll probably fight in April, around April. Just stay in shape. That's going to be a good fight. I can't wait to see it. Both strikers. So both type of fights that I like to fight. I already fought Daly before. I was hoping to fight MVP because it's a new face. So I don't want to deal with 3 rematches in this tournament. But let's see. I'm just going to stay in shape, stay ready, and wait for them.
Okay, just want to ask you one more thing. Rory Macdonald went up 2 weeks ago, fought Gegard Mousasi at middleweight, and he lost a fairly one-sided fight, got his nose busted up again. There was some damage done, and I think Stockhoger said earlier this week that he may not be able to make his target date for the Bellator Grand Prix. Do you think that was a mistake, that Rory going up?
For sure it was a mistake. Man, it was great for him. I said it before, good for him, a chance to get another belt, but man, you got this big tournament ahead. You got hungry guys coming after that belt. At least defend the belt one time, that's what I said before. It's like, man, the tournament was already booked. You know what I mean? I think it was a mistake for him and bad for the tournament as well. I just hope he's healthy, man. I just hope he comes back quick, so he can get his fight out of the way. Because this tournament's got to move, man. I'm 30 years old. I want to fight. I want to fight 4 times a year. So, man, I'm just praying for his recovery. I hope everything is good with him, as far as injuries. And let's keep this train moving. Let's keep this tournament moving. I want to fight. I'm excited. I'm healthy. I got no injuries. And I just want to fight.
And, of course, you had that big win over Andrei Koreshkov on that same card that Mousasi fought Macdonald on. We're going to wrap it up here from Uniondale, New York. For Douglas, I'm Marc. Stay posted at MMAfighting.com for all your post-fight Bellator 208 coverage.